Hello again and welcome back to Lemmings Plus III. So we're up to level 9 of Fierce now, which is our final special graphics level, the Troll level. As you can see, it's designed around the troll face meme, and it's a 10 of everything level, so nice in that regard. I might want to load the correct replay, but because it's another one that starts only with pre-placed lemmings, it is very hectic. First order of business is making sure none of them are falling to their deaths. Once that's done, work can be made on actually getting to the exits. Yeah, the solution's kind of all over the place, so it's hard to follow what's exactly going on at what point. As you can see, we've made a path to the exit here on the right, so now it's just a matter of either bringing these leftlings along to it or getting them to the exit on their side safely. And that is level complete. So we're now on to level 10, which is Lem at your own risk. 100 lemmings, we're only allowed to lose one of them, and it's a pickup skill focused level. This is another one that I sort of just threw together until it worked out, but as you can see, there's a bit of well-timed interaction between lemmings here. Overall not too hard a level. So yeah, this is another one of the easier Fierce levels, but it still packs a bit of a punch. So now on to level 11, the Lemming experiment, which is famous for, well, not really famous, but it had a constantly changing save requirement throughout the testing period, and even in the updates after release, it kept jumping back between 94 and 95% based on modifications to eliminate backroutes. So sort of a go around the outside solution. Matter of getting just enough lemmings that we need for workers down here. Very multitasky around these end bits. Lack of floaters means that this has to be timed well as well, so that he doesn't splat when he falls off here. And finally we release the crowd. And just in time too. So with that done, we're on to level 12, which is We Lemon Peace. This level was somewhat inspired by the Far Side from original Lemmings. Only somewhat, since we've got the option to cross over and work backwards, but so if you're wondering why the delay at the start, we're waiting till we've got 3 lemmings together because we've got a trap over here. And we don't really have the spare skills to avoid the trap, not for climbers anyway, so we've got to pack lemmings together to get past it. That's where our last climber is, over here. So yes, this is very much a work backwards from the exit type level. And as you notice, we saved 89%, we only needed 88%, so there's a bit of leniency in the save requirement, but to be fair, that's mostly there to mislead the player, so I figured, yeah, dropping it to 88% doesn't give any back routes, but it might confuse people as to how exactly it's solved, so yeah. So we're on to level 13 now, which is Crossover Arena. This one actually has two very different solutions to it, so I'm going to be showing the original solution that I had in mind. There's another one which I've completely accepted as valid, and there's even a talisman for finding it. So as you can see, the obvious problem here is we've got one-ways on both sides and a group at the bottom that need to get up. And there's these little indents here which stop a direct approach from working too well. Basically, the idea is first to get the climber down here, which is why we use a dig and then block to stop him trick. And the simple miner deals with this side, obviously since we can't really get everyone up to the top. But perhaps the trickiest part is this here, where we use a well-timed builder as the basher comes through, so that he keeps going all the way through even though there's this digger pit here. And of course our climber decides to go for a little walk off to the side, which is why he's also a floater. And with that done, the level is solved. So now on to level 14, Symmetrical Warfare. It's obviously a play on asymmetrical warfare, based on that this level is symmetrical. And this is our second to last level of Fierce. Now because the final level has its own unique music, the rank final music comes in on this level. We also wasn't really a huge fan of the 7th track in this pack anyway. As you can see, it's a very bomber focused level. We may only have 2 in the skill set, but we've got these radiation objects here. So from here on, the rest is basically a matter of timing it well. And that is how we get to the exit on this one. So this is sort of another level that I actually just threw together without any specific plan in mind, and it turned out nice, so I used it and put it quite near the end. It's got a lenient save requirement on that one, since with radiation objects it is often difficult to achieve the maximum savable amount unless the radiation object is segregated from the main crowd, which it isn't really in this level. So with that down, we are on to the final level, which is the final stand. Now, this level was originally severely backrouted in 50 different ways, but a recent update removed one miner from the skill set. Now, if I remember correctly, every backroute relied on using all the miners that were provided, so that's probably brought the level back to the point where the intended solution might be the only way to do it. Hope so. I won't complain if that is the case. But yeah, so this was intended to be the hardest level in Lemmings Plus III. I don't know if it is now. Maybe now that the backroutes are hopefully gone, it might actually be. That's a very unusual design tactic for me. I don't often put the hardest level as the final one. So let's take a look at the solution. So yeah, this level has not been solved since this change to the number of miners in it. So I don't know, feel free to go and try it yourself if you don't want to see how it's done. So, first tricky part is bombing through here while it builds. Originally there was a trick using a bomber here to contain the crowd with this bit sealed off, but that wasn't really enforceable, and it was a minor part of the solution, so that was removed. That idea was used in one of the secret levels, so you will see that when we get to it. So here's possibly, well, one of the two really tricky parts of the solution is bringing a miner and a basher together such that the lemmings go into the miner tunnel, so it's another mid-stroke stop. In this case we just use a bomber to release him. Next tricky bit is how to turn the lemmings around here. Bomber, builder, and because we need to save this guy, since we only have the one climber left at this point, we mine here. And there's just enough room for him to hit that and turn around. We block a builder here so that we can get up to the top. Bomb here. Now this is another really tricky part. You've got to build at exactly the right time so that no lemmings fall onto this. Now if the rest of the level has been done quickly enough, there will be an opportunity to do that. And from there the rest of the level is pretty straightforward. So this is another one that I just threw together without anything really in mind, but it turned out so great that I was like, okay, this has to be the final level. And boom! And so here's the finale screen. Now at the bottom it mentions, did you find all 9 secret levels? So originally I mentioned that Lemmings Plus III has 2 secret levels in each rank, but then I actually added a 9th one, which was in addition to the others, and this post final level screen is the only place that was mentioned for quite a long time. It wasn't mentioned in any of the posts about Lemmings Plus III, so yeah. So in our next video we'll look at how to access and complete the secret levels, and then that will be it for Lemmings Plus III, and then we can move on to its bonus pack, which is probably the least played entry in the Lemmings Plus series. So hope you enjoyed this rambling about my levels, and have a good day.